Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Abimbola. Thank you so much for joining. And this is my husband Kayode.
Hi.
And this is my son Jaden. In the background, I don't know if you guys can see him, but we've been waiting for Jaden to sleep so that we can make this video. But he has not slept, so we are just going to make it that way. So you guys have to accept us, take us the way we are, please. Guys, I noticed that I have accumulated a number of subscribers over the past 2 weeks, and I really want to appreciate every person, every individual that has deemed it fit to subscribe to this channel. Like it means a lot to me, and I pray that God bless you and bless the work of your hands in Jesus' name. Amen. Yes, today we'll be talking about finances, how we manage finances, how we handle finances, and how we think that couples should approach financial issues in marriage.
Yep.
I think I should go first.
Okay.
I think that when it comes to financial matters in marriage, you must understand yourselves individually. You must know how you take care of money, how you manage money, how you handle money. And what do I mean by this? I think that if you know that you are a spender as a person, before you get engaged or you get married, ask your partner questions. Are you a spender or you are a saver? Because the two of you cannot be a spender and expect that things will move forward in the relationship. It won't. You just notice that you are making money, but the money is going down the drain. So you have to decide on how you want to cut down unnecessary spending while you are married. Because the truth is, see, as individuals, you can spend money the way you like, but when you get married, you cannot start spending money the way you like. Why? One, you are now two people in that relationship. It's not just you. Even though you are making money by yourself for yourself, but because you are married, the money is not just for you. The money is for you and your partner. And I think that is why I want to approach that idea of, for women, most women will say that my money is my money. And his money is our money. I think it's a very wrong mentality. What do you think?
Well, so actually, I would say, firstly, marriage is a partnership. Two people. My concept of marriage is two people. Some people.
Two all individuals.
I think that when you are more than two, it's a committee, not a marriage. It's an organization you are running. Okay, so well, basically, it's a partnership between two people, and they should complement each other. So, to buttress on what you have said earlier, I'll put it like this: one ought to understand the spending philosophy of whoever you are ending up with. As a matter of fact, that's one of the key things you should learn about that person. Like you rightfully said, some people are spenders. Once the money comes in, they must just spend it. Once it comes in,
it just itches their hand and they just have to spend it.
Some people buy without thinking it's true. There are other people that before they spend 1 naira, they have thought it's true. There are some people who they buy things they don't need. Really, you guys need to understand what that is. You need to sit down. If you are the one seeing this video, the other person is not seeing it. You need to look at it and say, okay, that's how my spouse does things. You must talk about these things. Or maybe you have realized, that's true, I bought this shoe, I've never worn it, I bought that clothes and all that. You must come to understand it. It's not that.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. And I think that was one of the things that gave us issues earlier in our relationship. Because my husband will always be like, do we have the money for it? If I say that, okay, I want to buy this, I want to get this, he will ask, do we have budgets for it? Do we have money for it? He's a very, very accountable person, and he's very, very calculative. So before he goes ahead to spend money, he would have calculated, think it through, and do his mathematics. But me, I try to do my mathematics, but sometimes, there's just that spirit of impulse buying that will just set in at times, and I just feel it's not like I don't need that thing, but it is something that I can actually delay and not get at that point. Let me say the word delayed gratification should be what I can consider at that moment and decide not to get whatever it is that is calling my attention. But because of I have the money for it now, and I would have calculated this money, we do this, and that's just it. And I think that earlier I used to make mistakes of what if there's an emergency. So even if there's going to be an emergency, the kind of the amount of money I would have budgeted or proposed for it may end up not being enough to meet that need. So it now leaves me at the point that sometimes I feel stranded because I have saved a lot of money, and the remaining that is available, I spent it without thinking about how much more do I need in case of emergencies. So the money I had saved, I cannot enter it. The money is already logged. And the the little I have is not enough to meet my need. And in case money is not coming anytime soon, so I just find myself at a fix. I need money, not because I don't have money, but because the money I have, I cannot get into it. So all this kind of situation, I think it was one of the things that gave us challenges earlier in our relationship. So with time, I'm getting better. I'm not at my best now. I'm not at my best now, but I think I'm getting better with time to be more calculative like he does, so that I will not find myself at that stranded moment. And I think that's where couples also need to understand each other better, because without my situation, you can easily pick offense and be angry that I'm putting us at an uncomfortable point.
Locking away all the money for some distant future.
Exactly. And we are stranded. We are at a point where we don't have all the money. So those things, you must be able to talk and communicate and, discuss it in your relationship, so that, because little things like that, they cause a lot of little things like that, they cause a lot of wala, a lot of problem in relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. When you understand how that person spends, and you guys understand you need to understand yourself as a person. Then when you understand how the other person spends, it makes it easier. Okay, it's not like there is a saying that many women, I won't say all, I won't say most, many women buy on impulse. For example, I think I was hearing someone analyze women's shopping versus men's shopping, and I think I found it generally true. It's not a rule of thumb, but it's generally true. If a man is going to the market, he knows what he's going to buy. I want to buy a shirt and I want to buy trousers. I want to buy bread and I want to buy egg. I want to buy butter, and that's it. They go in, they pick those things, and they come. Women don't do like that. Even when they have a shopping list, they want to see every other thing. And then along the line, you have people just pick things and just pick things and just pick things. And it's not as if it's wrong, because when you look at it, some of those things, it's not as if they are outrightly not needed. But you need to understand, you need to have a plan. Basically, that's it. In the end, this is what I tell couples, or this is what I always advise. Understand how much is coming in every month.
And yes, okay, babe. See, this is going to make us dig out some things. What do you think about the fact that couples should know how much they earn in a month?
I think it makes sense. If you're in a partnership, you should know what the portfolio of the other person is.
But most people feel that, okay, for example, I know some ladies that they just tell me, I don't want to know how much he earns in a month. As far as it's giving me my own allowance, monthly allowance, and he's giving money for the house, he's paying his children's. They even say he's paying his children's school fees. That thing, eh?
Well, so I
find it very, very odd.
Yeah.
It's your children, like you both are the children, but there's just this notion of the man is to pay school fees.
It depends on how they are running their party now. Again, for those women, I can't blame them. So that's what works for some people. Here's what I'll say. There are some people that can't afford to know how much is in the pot because they want to scoop it dry.
That's true.
If you understand that that's who your spouse is, yeah. If you are earning 500, tell her it's 250 or tell her it's 400. So
are
that
you
know
advising this in marriage?
That's the income that is spendable. You see, these things are taxonomy. There's what is spendable, there's what cannot be spent. Because if you know, or except if you can deal with the patient to educate the person on why it's 500 that comes in, but we can't touch 100.
I think that sounds better.
If you can, but it takes a lot of, because there are some people who, once they have just had 500, their mind has just spent it all. When they have collected 100, they think there's 400. And they have gotten under 150, they think there's under 150. When there are some 250, there are some people who are just like that. And then when they have now finished expending the 400 you planned for. They now tell you, but we have not paid the light bill. So what are we doing? Not paying the light bill. Do you get? It makes sense to audit one another's spendings too. Because so, depending on the environment you grew up in, some people don't want to be questioned.
I don't like to be questioned.
Many men don't want to be questioned about how they spend.
I am a woman. I don't like to be questioned about how I spend money, especially when I'm like working for that money.
It's not just you. Some people see it as, why should you question me about the money? Do you know? But so again,
I'm learning.
So you might decide to have a common purse where I contribute this, you contribute that. We decide how to spend it.
Are you talking about a joint account?
Not necessarily a joint account, but just know that every month I bring in 100.
Okay.
Every month you bring in 100.
We don't have a joint account.
We don't have a
but
joint account.
But there's a way we manage our finances.
Yeah.
I earn so amount. He earns so amount.
Yeah,
we bring it together. How much are we saving? Goes into saving.
There are sometimes I don't have money.
How much do we need for the house? How much do we need for this? What do you want to? So you just have to find a way to balance
I think selflessness is a long way to go in that, because if you end up with somebody who keeps saying they don't have money, or who keeps letting you take up all the sorry, I don't have this money, they have not paid me, or this and that, I need to. Selflessness. These are the things that make up. You really need to work out that. You understand? So once you that's the plan we are talking about. You can decide, okay, so some people have you pay the children's school fees, and then pay the house rent, and now pay the food. It depends on whatever you are doing. But what I want you to understand how much is coming in monthly for each person, or at least how much each person is bringing in. I don't like the concept of the husband is not working or the wife is not working, because one person is just... Usually, you have some homes where only the man is bringing. I don't like it because it doesn't provide redundancy. If something happens to that one source of finance, all of you are in the same. Do you get? And it generally empowers everybody. It helps you as a man, or as a woman, if your spouse is also earning pretty much.
And it helps the man too if the wife is working.
Yeah, that's why I said that the spouse is working. Of course, people say, but how do we rear our children and all that? Welcome to the world. Yeah, these are questions you have to literally ask and find answers to.
Yeah,
basically, it's the puzzle called marriage. It's not all those things you see in Z World.
Because I know that there are a lot of women that they are at home, they are not working, not because they don't want to work, but because their husband has chosen that you take care of the children, let me go out to work so that I will bring money to take care of the home. Yeah. But somehow the women don't feel fulfilled.
Most women
because
feel fulfilled.
Exactly, because they want to work. I'm talking about those that are not lazy.
Honestly, even the men may not appreciate the depth of the work the woman is doing. They'll tell you they appreciate it, but until you sit down for one day and take care of the house for the entire day, or maybe do it for a week, cope with the children, cope with the house chores, you will not understand the length and breadth. So there is always, then it depends on what they run. Some men now in that type of relationship, they say, I pay you salary 250k per month, and then run the house on it. Do you get that sort of a thing? And these things, you need to have understanding, and it comes down to communication again. Yet, because even after, so there are some people who say, but I gave you 250. The 250 you gave me is to run the house. Now you should buy me gifts. Do you get? All of those things come into play too and all that. But so what led us to all this digression is understanding your partner, knowing how they spend, so that you can complement them in that area. There are some things they are not going to get on ground. You should be able to speak the truth. One of the challenges people have is, I don't want to talk about his finances or her finances, so she doesn't tell me, or what's your business, that sort of a thing. I think couples ought to get to a point where they are not afraid to tell each other anything.
If I want to buy eyelashes, I want to be that vain, I should be able to tell my husband that, okay, I'm buying eyelashes, and it's going to cost 12,000 naira. It's just an example. It's going to cost 12,000 naira. It may question the fact that I want to spend that amount of money on
so
just
eyelashes.
Happen.
If you told me you wanted to buy eyelashes and it's 12,000 naira, I'll say, really? Are you sure about this? Then you tell me something like yes, and I'll say, what about this, that, and that needs to be taken care of? Have you handled it? Or I will ask questions basically. Now, the question is not because I don't want you to spend your money the way it is, but I want to be sure you have thought about it well. End of discussion. Do you understand? I think people should be open to be asked questions. Don't expect that your partner will just go along with anything you say without asking why. When they're asking
Then
you
it's not
why,
marriage,
it's
no?
not because they have something they are poking at. Do you get? It's just to help you in their spending. When it's their own turn to that they want to buy things and all that stuff, you should. I think one thing that is a lot of sense from our own end is I don't buy myself clothes. And then it's you that keeps saying, but you need to buy yourself clothes, and you sometimes collect the money and then you buy. And I'm like, no, I don't need the extra trousers. And all. Then you find me all over the place with the trousers. So it's necessary to allow yourself be questioned, be open to being questioned, and then ask questions too. It's going to help you in a long run. Frankly.
Okay, let's just address that fact of my money is my money for the woman, and his money is our money.
So again, depending on the sort of person you married, there are people who are possessive of their things and are just not willing to share. Sometimes it comes with good reasons, honestly, because sometimes you can have a partner who just spends on things you don't agree with. They have spending patterns you don't agree with. You have talked it over with them and they are not going to agree with it. It's better off when you keep your money as your money. Do you understand? So it's not as if it's a null and void situation, but the best part is if you work as partners rather than hoarding things and all that. We are not saying things are going to break apart. It's just going to create a lot more complexity pretty much. So sometimes that might be what works for some people, but it should not be born out of selfishness.
That's the word, selfishness.
It should not be born out of selfishness. So where you see the man is struggling or the woman is struggling and she or he needs to do something and then they need money to do it, and then because you have your money you are not going to lend it in because you say it should come from you or it should come from that strong. I think it's the only time when you do the my money, your money is when it contributes to our collective goals. For example, if we are building a house together, pretty much, and I know that this money, if I say I should put you in custodian of it, you can go and use it to paint our current house, which is not where we are. You get. Whereas we can use it to go and paint the house we are building or go and do that sort of a thing. So basically, yeah, I think there's a space for that, but with caution. It must not be built towards a selfish goal. That's what
So
I
if
say.
you do not pick anything from this video, pick that word selflessness. Like whatever you are doing in your marriage, have the mindset of selflessness.
Yeah.
Work as a team. Like he said, work as partners. Plan your lives as partners.
You know that if people would be watching out for each other, like I'm watching out for you, you are watching out for me, most marriages will not have issues.
True.
Pretty much. Most times, most of the issues are born out of selfish reasons. Something that centers right away to you.
You want
something
the world to revolve around you.
Yeah.
Everything must work for
It's
your
either
for
I
your
expect you to
good.
do this for me, or I want to do this, or you want me to do that.
It must go as you have planned it, and it's common. It's common. It's common for people to think if it's not going as I want it, then especially when you are not the one in the financial capacity
The one with
to
the
make it
financial
happen.
strength.
So yeah, so if that person is not aligning with your
You ride the other person like a
expectations,
donkey.
you right, exactly. And if the other person is just a calm individual, the person will just be quiet. Meanwhile, they are not living a fulfilled or a satisfied life. And there are marriages like that the partner is just there for the sake of, I have promised myself I won't divorce you.
Yeah.
But the person is not fulfilled living with you. The person is not satisfied waking up in the morning and seeing you by the other side of the bed.
Yeah, it opens doors. It's like a crack in the... It's not like a crack in the wall. It's a hole in the wall.
A hole.
An entire tunnel in the wall of the marriage allows things into the marriage that necessarily didn't have
Shouldn't
to be
be there.
Yeah, if you are just taking place. But ultimately, so I would sum up by saying financially, be responsible to your partner. Okay, help them build a good spending culture. understanding.
So guys, that is all we have for today. We hope you enjoy watching this video. If you do, hit the red subscribe button and don't forget to give the video a like, give it a thumbs up, and drop a comment down below what you think about how finances should be handled in marriage. So we'll see you guys next time. Till then, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.